Alright, what's up, folks? So, right now, I'm playing this awesome game called Go-Go Town. So, Go-Go Town, really quick, is a city management game, a building city management economy game. Where, yeah, I guess it plays a lot like current games that we have, like Animal Crossing, most of all, Dinkum, what else? Stardew Valley, and I guess my time at blah 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 games as well, because there's been so many, versions or iterations of that game already. But for the most part, I think I would compare this game more to Animal Crossing and Portia compared to like the other ones. And by the way, this is gonna be like a really I want to say unprofessional, but like a really random take on the game itself. What I've experienced so far. So don't expect any professional critique or any that I guess like super valid takes. These are all purely opinionated, and if you think I'm wrong on certain things or a lot of things, feel free to comment. I wouldn't mind. Criticism, constructive criticism is well appreciated. But, for the most part, I do think that this is a great game now that it's out, fully out, not on alpha anymore. And something that really, struck me here was the fact that there's so much freedom in this game. And when I talk about freedom, I meant, being able to customize your city to not just the size itself, but like how aesthetically you want it to look. So currently I'm just running on, I guess, like the most basic kind of look, where the grass is just regularly green, trees are all over the place. But the fact that there is a way for you to pretty much change your whole town into something else, like let's say as an example, like Cherry Blossom, like a more Japanese Sakura type of looking place, more autumn looking place, fall looking place, or even like nightgrass, like a darker looking type of area. So there you go. These kinds of customization, like the tiniest details, really helps a lot in regards to like looking for a game where you really want something to be really, really customizable. And for those who are, I guess, confused on what this game is about, the game is kind of all over the place, but for the most part in story mode, you were kidnapped. And you're pretty much tasked to rebuild this town into, I guess, like one of the best towns ever. And of course, along the way, you do learn how to manage the city itself or the town, and how to make it better for the most part. And of course, you start off with, the train station is where the citizens can come in. Sorry, the tourists and the citizens can come in. And the goal itself, knowing that, you're supposed to make the town look great, is basically to earn money as well. And for you to earn money, your source of income will be the tourists. And for you to sell or get money from the tourists is to create shops or businesses. I guess an example would be these, you see like the coffee place, pizza place, clothing stores, arcades, all that. But the catch here is, instead of you manning the place, get these citizens, ones with the question marks on their heads, or sometimes they even have a plus on their heads. The idea is to recruit them to live in your city and hire them to work for you. But a lot of them in the beginning aren't available to live in your city right away. They do have prerequisites or requirements for you to recruit them. So an example would be, let's see, Emily, here, the community here is really awesome in your town, updates you've made. coming along nicely. How about I stay in health? And for this character, they want us to sell 20 no-nonsense niggity. And since I haven't done that yet, I could fix that. But Miku right here has already had a sweets and treats built, aka the ice cream shop. I can actually ask this person to live here and work for me. So there you go. And what's really interesting about these businesses that you have here, before you start them, they're actually just an empty shell or an empty shop until you click these things, or like right next to the shop, to manage them and get all these options. You can rename this diner to something else, like I don't know, like Eat and Go, something similar, or even Denny's. And courier deliveries, what are these? So we do have couriers that will help you. I set it to none, low, standard, and high. So what are the courier deliveries? Pretty much, to run a business, you gotta have items. You gotta have stock, and that's what makes this game a lot deeper. And if you have these specific items, your couriers, or in the beginning, if you don't have couriers yet, you can do it. You can deliver the items to the shops so they can restock. And I'll tell you more about this in a bit. For now, the workers. So a lot of shops here have single workers. You can choose whatever worker you want. So I currently have 3 more that need work. And here, the second most important thing would be the fit out. Because the fit out will let you determine what kind of business you want this to be. So good thing about this is you do get the count on the right underneath the name of the business itself. It says I already have 1 in town. And if you don't have something, usually we'll just say 0. Duh, common sense. And underneath the business itself, or underneath the number where it says 1 in town, you'll see all the things that you can technically sell. So for this diner, you have the recipes, aka the things that you're gonna sell. So I do have the pumpkin soup and the creamy mushroom. And you actually do get to choose what item you want to sell, and they do have different stars for quality of these items. And of course, the higher the quality, the more expensive they are, and the more ingredients you're going to need for these. And pretty much that will determine how much money you'll get as well, which is really cool. Like I said, what does the courier deliver? Pretty much these ingredients that the shop needs. So for this will be pumpkin and milk. And so you're probably gonna ask, like, how do I get pumpkin and milk? And this is the best part. They do have a quadrant of zones. First you have the agricultural zone, which I currently have. And of course per zone, so I'll give you like a example for the agricultural part. There you go. You plant your crops, and pretty much, this is where all your ingredients for the food, for all the other goods will be. And you do have food processors, which you can set. You can create these ingredients. So create things from, feed, which is the food for the animals that you'll get later. Honey bottle, flour, sugar, bottle purple, just grape juice, and protein. And they all have the requirements or the ingredients you'll need. And same for these. There are other tools here like the dairy maker. This one I believe makes chocolate. The others make milk, cheese, butter, and these are double. The rest of them are double, but what's really interesting about them is, so for these two, you can make either dairy, milk, and non-dairy, aka alternative, like not a keto, but vegan alternatives for things. But in actuality, they don't really, change much. but it does make it easier for you to make milk with beans. You just grow beans all along, so yeah. And for every, I guess for every zone, you're gonna need storage, so you can keep them there. And what's really cool about the storage system as well is you can actually lock items that you can only put in certain things in each basket. So I made sure that at least I have a basket for, or a storage for eggs and milk, because the rest of these are everything else. Ridiculous. And there you go. You get the cows and chickens later on, and more food processing tools. The roaster. I currently have a roaster that makes herbs and spices, bread, coffee, and currently, oh, there's also the beehive. It's the honey. And yes, I do have workers here. I usually just start off with one worker, or no workers at all, but then you get the time clock, which enables you to hire more people, or to hire you automation, people who will do the work for you, which is really nice. It does get tedious when you do everything. And then the other zone we have here is the fishing zone. You see, they just fish much. And for the fish, they do process specific recipe, grease, sausage, and protein. So as you can see, there are double processed or refined items. Like, you're already getting grease here, not grease, but you're getting protein here, but you're also getting protein in the agricultural section, which is pretty cool. So it's up to you which one you want, which is more efficient for you. I just have both of them for 8 protein just in case. And moving on to the other agricultural sections, or the other quadrants, other zones. Here are the other required ones. This one's the forestry zone. Pretty much anything that requires structure, building stuff, they're all here. See, table saw creates planks, reams, then more advanced ones like wood frame, fiber boards, all here. And what's really cool is the forestry zone, or any other zones, will also have these secret maps, or I wouldn't say secret maps, but these specific levels right here where they can go in, and it does get a lot deeper. This is where they can gather like mushrooms and any other goods they don't really find outside. Catch things, bugs, and of course the last one would be the mining zone. The mining zone, as you can see, pretty self-explanatory. With this one, you know, it makes concrete, metal beams, glass panes, more building materials. It's gonna be bricks and metal ingots, all here. And same with the forestry zone. The mining zone gets the little cave right here. In mine for jewel, not jewel, but gems and other rocks or other materials that you'll need. There you go. So with that, pretty much a lot of the game really revolves around refining items and making sure that they turn into building materials. What else? Ingredients and everything else that you'll need. Oh, I want to get this guy. Need more robots in my... The more people you have, the better, because you can at least hire them whenever you get more businesses built in your city or town. It's really cool. Yeah, the game gets deeper than whatever I showed you right now, because they do have a huge... The game does have a huge map to give you context. This is where it's currently active. So you see the quadrants, the zones. You can actually purchase more to expand your territory. And you can add shops and turn them into specific industrial zones as well for you to expand. And you see, we do have roads, so driving is a function in this game. But for the most part, the only people who drive are usually you or your workers. I haven't seen any tourists or citizens use any cars. So that's gonna be, I think that's something that they could definitely work on, but I don't think it matters as much. It is pretty nice seeing, just you and your workers drive and not taking over the streets. But yeah, other than that, what else is there? Yeah, so a lot more things to unlock for me here. I can't give you full details because the game is really huge. It could take me an hour just to describe everything. Technically, this is just, my 2 cents on this game. The game is great. It runs really well on my PC. You don't need like the fastest, most expensive PC. It's also on the Switch. Really awesome. And I guess my only worry about this game right now would be where it's gonna lead to. Like, what else are they gonna add to this game? But for since this game is pretty much becoming one of a popular game, I hope the developers get ideas from other fans on how else we can expand this game. Like, I guess for me, if I were to add something to this game, it'll be like customizable logos or anything like that in particular, because that's the only thing that's kind of lacking in this game, and that would make it more hilarious. And even the idea of making your own sign for your shops would be great, or clothing, that'd be really awesome. But for the most part, gameplay wise, replayability, amazing, really amazing. What are the cons that you probably be asking? I guess for the cons, the most glaring thing would be, of course, there are still some weird animations. I guess there's some people with really buggy walking animations I've seen, and people getting stuck. And this might be like a really small issue, but for me, sometimes it's kind of difficult to set the railings, especially when you think they're gonna overlap, even though they won't. But I guess that's something that they could, the developers could also take a look at. It really depends on, like, if a lot of people are having problems with it. For me, I wouldn't say it's a big problem, but in terms of spacing, it is. Anyways, what else? Yeah, some things are, so people can actually walk through things, like the vending machine. If I put it in a specific area, people can actually walk through it. Let me see. You can walk through it. I don't know why. And I'm not sure if this is a glitch or maybe it's just me, but there are a lot of stinky whores. But that's not really that much of a problem. Maybe it's just me, but when I do see him, I do clean him up with a bubble gun. Oh, see there, he's walking right through it, and the animation's really messed up right now. So like things like that, hopefully they can be fixed. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be fixed. What else? There's some other cons that I have right now. This is just me, but the music itself, for the most part, I'd say maybe 50. Half of the music's great, half of the music's horrible. And when I say horrible, I mean they don't really fit the game itself. Because when you're playing a game like this, you're expecting more like easygoing, kind of lo-fi type of music, almost similar to like the kind of music that you expect to be in Animal Crossing. Something more chill, something more vibey. There are a couple songs here that sound like really bad renditions or copies of Chainsmokers, that kind of electro pop music, and to me it kind of ruins the mood. And me being really opinionated, I really don't like Chainsmokers and that kind of music where it has like a really formulaic type of music structure. And for me, that kind of ruins the vibe and the energy of the game itself. I'd rather keep it chill, rather keep it almost like acoustic, if that makes sense. Or maybe even this kind of music, like just lo-fi. But the good thing, you know, about that is you can always mute them. You can always mute the music you don't like. Like right now, I like the song Sunshine by Joe Benny, but a lot of people have been getting like copyright strikes for this. But what's really cool is the developers are actually working on to repeal the strikes for that. As you can see, like Dance Club, Funk and Bop, a lot of songs here I've muted. Yeah, a lot of the songs I muted are pretty much like the really horrible poppy Chainsmoker type crap no one really likes. Other than that, the game itself, I love it. Just a couple more things that I need to unlock here and there. Just to give you an example, I'm still on tier 7, and you have to reach all the way to tier 9 to unlock everything else. And just to not make it too deep, not to make this video any longer, these are all unlockable or unlocked already in sandbox mode. Story mode is just fun because you get to see the progress you can make throughout the gameplay. And story mode pretty much helps you understand the game a little bit better. It explains to you like why there's, look to your top left, there's gold, and there's something underneath it with crown, which is your ego points. And pretty much ego points determine how successful your city is. They're pretty much your scoring system, aka approval system of your citizens. The more points you have, the more you can unlock through ego tech. So yeah, a lot more to basically talk about here, but you know, this is just my 2 cents, giving you like an overview of the game itself. Right now it really is a great purchase. I love it. My cons are really, I have a lot of pros for this game, and my cons are really petty and really stupid, but you know, it is what it is. Not a professional reviewer, I'm just someone who enjoys games. But if you do have any questions, if you have any feedback, especially constructive criticism, yeah, do let me know in the comments. Other than that, yeah, thanks for watching, and if you ever do get this game, let me know how it is. Alright, peace out. Thanks, y'all.